If you're wondering what moons means in your relationship charts, you want to stay tuned about this. I'm going to tell you what does it mean in each divisional charts. And yeah, I'm excited to give you the little secret because I think this is one of the most important planets. Stay tuned. All right, so if you don't know who I am, I'm Sindy V King. I'm a creator of Calling My King. I help transform women to create lasting love through Vedic astrology, neuroscience, and transactional analysis so that she becomes the queen of love. We're going to be talking about moon and what moons mean in a relationship chart, and that means divisional, navamsha, composition. So just remember this. Aspects makes a big difference as well, especially when it comes to dealing with moons. And just because your moon is either in the chart is not in a great place doesn't mean it's a deal breaker, or if it's in a great place it doesn't mean it's going to last long either. So I find that the moon is the most critical and an important part in a relationship chart, and it is the most complex because moon is moving every like 2.5 days, if you want to say it, and it makes a huge difference when it comes to transits in a relationship chart. I notice these things, and I know there's a big difference from a dark moon into a lighter moon. So waxing and waning, if you ever heard of those terms before, it makes a huge difference in a chart. If it's a day chart or a night chart, it makes a huge also difference too. I know I don't want to try to get so technical here, but if you want to learn about waxing and waning, I'm going to try to make a graphic for it. If you request that, leave a comment down below because I can go on about this topic over like forever, like literally forever, because the moon is so key. Just remember the relationship chart is part of like the merge and acquisition. If you ever heard of those terms before, that means two people colliding their lives together like this. But at the end of the day, you have to look at the individual. So that means their temperament, their traits, what they bring in the relationship, what their flaws are in order to make the relationship last. Okay, so I want to put my 2 cents on that note. So the moon is there. Number one, if you have heard of the term of Stockholm syndrome, that's the moon, right? So the moon is be able to adapt to the environment and the condition of the environment, right? So if you're conditioned to an environment to be staying in a really nice hotel instead of a motel, like high-end hotel, so like a 5-star versus with a motel, it's a very different experience, right? So the moon is supposed to be receptive to the environment, right? So the placement of the moon, so that means dignity of the moon. If it's in the great house, there's perks for it, and there is when it's not so great, it has its disadvantage as well. And even if the moon is in a great place, it is conditioned to that place. So you put that moon anywhere else and outside that environment, it's considered to be a foreign, it's a jungle, it's scary, it wants to hide, right? It wants to run away. But in a moon that is already not in a great place, not in the great mindset, and it's conditioned in that way, they're going to have Stockholm syndrome. So we already know that the moon is a ruler, a part of Cancer. The Cancer foundation represent family, home, culture, rituals, and even living space as well. And we talk about environmental and location. So when the moon is in the great place, things are feeling cozy, feeling secure, feeling so wonderful, feeling so great, especially in a relationship. You guys get each other's taste, style, and you guys feel comfortable, right? Things are feeling a little cozy. When I say cozy, it feels like, oh, feels like you're at home. It feels really similar. It's not like going out in the world but maybe being in a rougher neighborhood, you're like, ooh, this is a little bit different than where I'm accustomed to living, right? Okay, so when the moon is in a good place, okay, so that means that it's feeling comfortable, it's feeling secure. You're not gonna go and venture off looking for something else externally. No, you're not, because you're feeling secure. When the moon is still secure with themselves in a relationship, you're not gonna go and venture off. No, because why would you venture off something's comfortable? It's already feeling familiar, but the relationship feels nice and cozy. But that just simply means that you can express yourself in a relationship without judgment. So in a relationship, you guys are able to express yourself without any sort of friction or any judgment. So when you are in a relationship, you're able, external people can see that you guys can express yourself without judgment. You're too sensitive, or you're too this, or you're not being logical enough. You hear those judgments, right? But in a relationship, you guys are comfortable in each other's arms, and you're able to express how you guys feel without judgment. Isn't that nice? That's when the moon is in the great position. Okay, let's talk about when the moon is not in the great position. And that just means you're with a partner that is, you don't like their habits, you don't like their interests, you don't feel comfortable around them, you don't really get their ways of like home security. It feels really unhealthy in a way, like you feel like you need to be in a hospital all the time, in a sense of like the place is not feeling clean enough. It doesn't feel homey in any way. You might also come up with a lot of drama in the relationship, or stuck in the drama triangle. You have a lot of disagreement and you just don't feel safe. So you're gonna go external world to find a place, because your external world could be your workplace. Just remember that an opposite of a Cancer would be a Capricorn, and Capricorn is grinding it out, and you might be more comfortable being at work than it is to be at home. And that shouldn't be a place to be in. But again, we got to look at the full picture of what's going on with the moon. And when you feel frustrated, you're obviously going to go into your masculine side to kind of defend yourself. So either any aspect of a masculine sign, it's going to go and feel very aggressively, find your territory. Like I said, a Cancer, when you look at the Cancer sign, it's a hard shell outside, but inside it's very nice and soft. And they're never going to attack you. If you look at a crab, they're never going to attack you straight forward. They're always going to go to the side. So if they're going to escape, they're going to go move to the side. So when you see this in a relationship, and especially when it's not comfortable, I see it in both ways. When you put like an unhappy moon into like a very Venetian things around them, they feel really uncomfortable. And when you put like a really healthy moon, they would say a good dignity moon, and you put them into like a really rough area, they're like, no way, we're out of here. Like they can't handle it very well. So there's a pros and cons for both ways. So how do we kind of get ourselves feeling safe is getting back to the Mercury, communication. Communication is key. And if you're not communicating and you're doing it emotionally and not logically, I think that's where the big struggle is. The masculine just pops up in that way, trying to protect herself. I think the moon makes a huge, big difference because it's our decision making. So when you look at the moon in any chart, you just look at the moon where it's being placed, you can know if this is comfortable, this is uncomfortable right away. And who's looking after the moon? Is it somebody your masculine side is looking after? Is it your feminine side? Who's taking care of that moon, right? Who's taking care of your feeling? That's what I'm trying to say here. Who's taking care of that feeling? But one aspect, two aspect is not a deal breaker. You got to look at the whole picture, right? So that's coming off composition, symmetry, Davison, Navamcha, it just, whatever relationship chart you're looking at, that is key, is how you make your decision in a relationship. And I think the moon makes a big difference with that. I hope I have clarified some of what I have understand through my teacher, what I've been taught, and what I have discussed it, and also what I have seen through my clients, and also my own experience about what the moon means to me. And I look forward making many more series like this. If you have comments about your moon, about your placement, like I said, it's a little bit hard to kind of say this placement is good or bad. I think you got to look at the whole picture at the end of the day. Maybe you want to tell me about your story, because we learn a little bit more about each other by sharing our story. And if you're confident enough, you can write it down. If you're not, that's okay, no pressure whatsoever. I'm here. I'm so glad that you're here with me enjoying this video. I'll see you guys in the next video. All right, bye now. Look, if you're serious about being fearless in love and ready to be treated like a queen, links is down below to book a time. I got over 100 videos on YouTube and I post new videos every week. So make sure you subscribe. Don't forget to hit the bell button. You get notified when new videos goes live. If your friend is actually stuck in love, share and like my video. I do take requests on topics and answer your burning question about your relationship. So just leave a comment down below. Otherwise, see you in the next video.